So, ladies and gentlemen, I rushed out this morning. I decided late last night that I want to go out this morning because it's snow in southern Sweden. It's snow in Skåne. I think it's the third time this year. Rushed out, went for my bike, literally ditched it to be able to capture how the sun just rose above the hill. So I'll show you that photo now, I guess. Not very spectacular. Once again, the sky isn't really cooperating. It's being the main thing when it comes to sunrise shoots. You have to kind of just believe that it's going to get good. You can't really see for sure when you have to leave from home. Rest assured, it is snow. It's like this, as I said, I think it's the third time this winter that it's actually snow covering Skåne. I don't think we have snow for an entire week. So even though my last vlog was thrilled by snow, once again I am, because it's, as you know, I just told you, it's literally never snow here. So I'm coming out to these hills. I love this place. Almost 20 kilometers outside of Malmö, called Klågerup. And it's like the tiny version of Tuscany or something. I love the hills. I really love it. So I'm gonna try to play around with the shapes as long as we have fairly as long as the sun is fairly low in the sky. I'll get some real nice shadows, cast shadows. So we'll see. I think I'm just gonna go down my bike and just go around down there, because I think that's a favorite spot. Or maybe I'll just take a photo of these hills. But it's changing, the landscape is changing so rapidly at this hour, so better get to it. So when the sky isn't really cooperating, you have to find your interest in something else. And no, I'm not going to shoot the barn. And I actually don't know if I found anything more of interest. But I'm going for a very clean image. Just look at this in this direction, okay? Very subtle, very clean. I'll show you what the image will look like. So I'm just going to set up my tripod in just a sec. What do you think about it? Just looking at the view. It's so funny that the hills actually look so much more impressive in real life than they do on the picture, because it's a fairly high hill, I would say. It would just look so totally flat in this photo I'm taking. So set up, there's nothing fancy that's about this camera setting. The only thing that you have to remember is the snow is white, and if you use any type of automatic settings like aperture priority or time priority, shutter priority, it's gonna go for a neutral gray. So if you want the white to be white and not gray, you have to pop up the exposure compensation value. +1, +1.3, I guess, in the range of that. Between 1 and 2 is usually good. But the rest of that, it's so flat, so there's no need for ND filter, there's no need for HDR or anything of it. So it's a nice, simple, I would say, panorama crop to this image that I'll go for. Maybe 16.9, so you can see it perfectly in the frame here. We'll see how it goes. So base ISO, the lowest possible, and like f10, f11, and it should be just fine. So it was quite a while since I used the combination of bike and, do you call it bike wagon? That thing? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But it was a long time I used it last. So it's nice to put it in use again. And the combination of this temperature being ice on the roads again, I went for this this bike doesn't perfectly with its much wider tire than the road cycle I usually use for this type of thing. So I'm looking for something to shoot here, but it is we have all these lines from the hills. That is very interesting, but you need more. You need them to align perfectly in order to make it interesting, especially when you don't have no sky, which I don't have today. It's clear blue, except from a few small feather clouds way off. So we'll see. We'll see where we find out. But I don't even have time to bother to close my bag properly. So I'm gonna take a stroll around this area and see what we can find. There should be one more shot, at least one more shot before I leave for home. Don't you think? Aha! I found myself a new spot. It's well, I'll show you. So this is it. This is it. I'm trying to yeah, 2 hills and 1 hill in the back. It's not more complicated than that. And I seem to just like the shape of it. So there's a couple of things to consider. So the same time as over there, I used a +1 exposure value, but now I'm shooting a panorama, of which the background is so far away, so I don't need a nodal slide. But I'm also shooting in the panorama, I'm shooting into the sun. And that's nice, but it's also a real challenge. But it's not that hard. As long as you have Photoshop, it's not that difficult. So what I do is that I take exposures. So I'm going to take 3 shots, 1, 2, 3. And for all of these shots, I'm actually taking it bracketed, okay? I would not need any bracketed photo over there. I would not need it there, but I would need it to put out details, some details in the sun, okay? So that is what's making me doing all the 5 exposures actually. So now I get in the frame where we have the sun in the picture. Taking it, just like any other exposure, manual settings now. And the reason why we really need manual is, for once, that we're doing panorama. But for number 2, is that this time around, I'm gonna cover the sun. And that is because I want to get rid of the flares, okay? So did I just, I don't know, did I just take photos with my hand or without? Whatever, I do take another shot. So this was without my hand, and now I'm going to try to do the same but with my hand covering the end. Just like that. And later on, those exposures will typically make me being able to put out some of the flares in the sky, I hope. We'll see if I mess this up by, I don't know. It'll be great, I think. It's not, once again, it's not a portfolio shot, I think, for now. But it is just nice being out here, even though it's cold. I put shoes on so that I could bike easily, but they're not the warmest ones. So as I'm starting to freeze, I think I'm gonna get myself rolling again. I think I'm gonna strap on the GoPro somewhere on the bike so I can have some nice B-roll. And if I see something nice on the way home during the detour, I guess I stop and shoot it. But if I don't, this is it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.